My name is Marta Lamora, and I am one of the lawyers, immigration lawyers of Balcells Group. So today, we are going to explain the student visa process, how you can obtain the student visa in Spain, how is the process of the renewal, and how you can get the modification from the student visa into work visa. Okay? So the first thing you have to know, there are two different ways to get the student visa in Spain. You can apply in the Spanish consulate of your country, or you can apply for the student visa directly here in Spain once you arrive here. It is very important that you have to know that in order to apply for the student visa in Spain, once you are here, you have to do it in the 60 days of your stay in Spain. So what I want to say is, um, once you enter in Spain on the basis of a tourist visa, all of you have 90 days visa. So in the period of this 90 days visa, you have to make the application during the first 60 days. Okay? Then this is like the main difference between applying in the consulate or applying in Spain. But on regards to the documents, the requirements are exactly the same. So what you have to submit is the first of all your passport and copy of your passport. Also, you have to show the enrollment where are you of the school where are you studying, the proof that you pay the tuition, and the syllabus of your course. Also, it will be requested for you to get a Spanish health insurance that cannot contain copayments, and vesting periods. And also, you have to prove that you have sufficient means to stay in Spain without working. So the minimum amount request for the student visa is 6,500 euros. Okay. What is also important to know is once you are applying in Spain for the initial student visa, um, they request for a bank certificate from a Spanish account. Usually, the immigration offices do not accept a foreigner account. Okay. Then, if you are planning to study for more than 6 months, you also have to submit the criminal records from your country and a medical certificate stating that you are not suffering any disease that is regulated in an international agreement from 2005. Okay. Also, I think all of you already know, but all the documents issued by any other country must be apostilled or legalized in the country and translated into Spanish. Okay. So these are the requirements. I will say it again just to make it clear. Syllabus, enrollment, copy of the payment of the tuition, health insurance, criminal records, medical certificate, and bank statement. Okay? This would be like the requirements. In case you apply for the visa in the consulate, once you submit all these documents, usually it takes about 1 month to get the visa granted. Once this visa is granted, they will put it they will put a visa kind of a sticker in your passport, and afterwards you will be able to enter. Okay? And once you are here in Spain, you will be able to apply for the residence permit. On the other hand, if you are applying in Spain, okay, you will receive a positive resolution from the immigration office. So on the basis of this resolution, you can directly ask for the residence permit. Usually, all the residence permit are valid for 1 year. Okay, the maximum is 1 year. However, it will depend on the length of your course, because as the student visa is linked with a studies or a course, the validity of your student visa will be exactly the same of your studies. Okay. So this is like how to obtain the initial student visa. You also have to know that with with a student visa, even if it's valid for 1 year or less than a year, 60 days before the expiration date of your card and 90 days after, you are eligible to apply for the renewal. Okay, that the renewal is what I'm going to explain later on. And also, on the basis of the student visa, you can ask for a 20 hours permit to work part-time. Okay, and you can also do an internship. But with the student visa, you are not allowed to work because you will full-time because you will not have a work permit. Then, about the renewal of the student visa, as I was mentioning you, the legal period to ask for the renewal is 60 days before the expiration date of your card and 90 days after. Okay, so you almost have about 5 months to do the renewal. Okay. Also, maybe some of you have a residence card, well, a student visa card that was expired during the state of alarm. I mean, that was expired from January this year, maybe, or the half of December until June this year. Okay, so for all those who have a student visa that was expired during this month, from 15th December 2019 until 21st June 2020, you must know that all the residence permits and all the student visa were automatically extended up to 6 months more. Okay, so it means that even if your card was expired on February or March or April, given the current situation caused by the COVID-19, all the student visas were automatically extended for 6 months, and and this and this extra 6 months start counting from the 21st June 2020. Okay, so you will have time from 21st June until 21st December to make the renewal. Okay, this is an extra period that the Spanish authorities has granted to everyone. Okay. Then for the student visa renewal, okay, I'm going to explain the documents that you have to submit. All the renewals can be submitted online, okay? So there is no need for you to get any appointment or going personally to anywhere, okay? All the student visa renewals can be submitted online. So it's quite easy for you because, I mean, you don't need to go anywhere, okay? You can do it directly at home or if you have digital certificate, okay? This is how we do it, and honestly, it is faster than if you are doing it on your own without digital certificate. Because when we submit applications, usually it takes about less than a month to get the approval. But I know from my experience, I know that some people who applied, for example, last year on their own, it took about 6 months to get the resolution. So I highly recommend to everybody to try to apply or with an immigration law firm or trying to get a digital certificate because it will be faster. Okay. Then about the documents for the renewal, you have to submit a copy of the passport, copy of your student visa. Okay. You can submit the student visa or the residence card that you are holding. Okay. Then you will be asked for a proof that you passed your last course. Okay. So the course that you were studying last year, okay, you will have to show that you passed it. Then you need to get a new enrollment in a new course, and you have to submit as well the new syllabus and the proof of the tuition as well. Here I want to mention something very important for the renewal. Um, if you are trying to renew with a new course, it is possible to do it. Okay, so there is no like restrictions to do a student visa renewal on the basis of a new course, but you cannot renew the student visa on the basis of a course that the material or the field that you are going to study is not related with the previous one that you did. Okay, so for instance, Imagine that someone is doing here a master of, I don't know, in marketing, okay, in a specific school, and now that person is trying to renew it, but he or she cannot do it in the same school because there are no other masters available, okay. So that person could get a new enrollment in another school, but this new enrollment has to be linked with the marketing course that he was doing previously. He cannot get now he cannot get a master's in law, for example, because there is no relation, okay? And this is very important because we have a lot of cases from students who got a rejection because of this, because they changed completely their studies. For example, we have a lot of cases of people who was studying an Spanish course for 1 year or two, and later on they try to change it on the basis of a new course as marketing or a PhD in something more concrete, and the student visa was rejected. So, and I am telling you this because if you start doing one course and in the next year you are trying to do another course completely different, my suggestion is applying for an initial student visa again, okay? Not renewing it because it can be rejected. And then I come back to the to the requirements, okay? So from now I said that you have to submit copy of the passport, copy of the TIE, the new enrollment, proof that you passed the last course, the new syllabus, and the tuition payment, okay? So you will also have to submit a bank certificate in an Spanish account showing 6,500 euros. For those who cannot submit this document because they are not holding this amount, you can also ask, for example, to your parents or to some other family member, like siblings, to make a power of attorney in your country saying that they are going to pay all the expenses related to your stay in Spain. And also, you need to show that you are holding a medical and Spanish health insurance, okay? With no copayment and no waiting periods. And the last requirement is that you have to pay a fee, okay, a government fee that that it is 17.15 euros. Okay, these are like the requirements to renew the student visa. Once the student visa is granted, you will receive a resolution from the immigration office. And on the basis of this resolution, you just need to get an appointment at the police station to get fingerprinted. And afterwards, after 3 weeks or a month, you will be able to collect your card. Okay? Then, what else? Yeah, of course, I didn't tell you this, but of course, with the initial student visa and the renewal of the student visa, you are eligible to travel to any Schengen country, okay, on the basis of the card, because you are considered as like that you are studying here, that you are kind of resident here, so you can travel to any other Schengen country. Then, the third, the third point that I want to explain to you is how to get a work permit with a student visa. Okay, this is quite important because I know all of you have a lot of questions and inquiries about this topic. So the first thing you have to know is that according to the Spanish immigration law, it is mandatory. This is like the general rule, okay? The general rule is that you have to be a minimum of 3 years of a student before applying for a residence permit in Spain, okay? So in case you can find a job offer while you are studying, if you try to do the modification before the 3 years of uh, the 3 years of studying in Spain, the application can be rejected, okay? Because there is an internal, let's say, an internal rule for all the immigration offices that is to not grant any work permit to any foreigner before 3 years of being a student. Why? Because in Spain, you know that we have a lot of unemployment. So before these 3 years, what the government checks is the national situation of unemployment. So if they see that a lot of people, a lot of Spanish citizens could do the same exact job that you are asking for, the application can be rejected. Okay. So this is why I'm saying that the general rule would be to be 3 years as a student in Spain, and once you complete 3 years in Spain, then you can modify to a work permit. Okay. This is like the general rule. However, for example, in case that during the first 3 years of a student visa, you can receive a job offer that is considered highly qualified, you can apply for this permit. It is called highly qualified professional visa. Okay, so this highly qualified professional visa is regulated not by the general immigration law, but for the entrepreneurs law. Okay, so this is like the only way to get a work permit before the 3 years. Okay, so it is getting the highly qualified visa. How you can get this highly qualified visa? So you can get it in case you receive a job offer about a very technical position. Okay, for example, this is for example, we have a lot of clients who are engineers who are doing for example, they are web developers or working in like very technical fields who got this permit. And the minimum amount request for the job offer is about 45,000 euros gross per year. So um even if it's like a general criteria, I can let you know that if the salary can be less than this amount, the application can be rejected. And then for the highly qualified, you have to demonstrate that your position cannot be done by anyone but anyone else. Okay, so you have to prepare a job description stating what are you doing, etc. And then I'm explaining to you the general rule. So the 3 years as a student and then modifying to a work visa or the highly qualified worker. Okay. Then there is like another possibility for all those who are students, that is applying for the job search visa. This is a quite new procedure that was approved in 2018 at the end of 2018, and it is for those students who has finished a degree, a master's, or a PhD in Spain, and they apply for this visa. The job search visa, you must know that this job search visa, it's like equivalent of a non-lucrative visa, in the terms that you are allowed to stay in Spain. Okay, you can live in Spain for a year because this permit is valid for 1 year, but you cannot work. Okay, so with the job search visa, you have the chance to extend your stay in Spain for a year more instead of continuing studying, but you cannot officially work. The like the positive part with like the positive part of this job search visa is that you will not be considered more student but resident. So with this job search visa, you will be sorry, with the job search visa, all these years with the job search visa will be considered as resident, in the terms that you will be eligible to apply for the long-term visa or the citizenship. Okay, as maybe you know, the student visa years do not count to get the long-term visa in Spain or to get the citizenship. Okay, so that's why it is quite interesting to get the job search visa, because once you get this visa, you are already considered resident in Spain. Okay, the negative part, let's say, of the job search visa is that during this first year that the visa is valid, you cannot work and you cannot ask for a modification, or you can switch from the job search visa into a work permit. So this is important to know because we receive uh, a lot of emails in Balsales asking for this permit and also asking for the modification from the job search visa into the work permit. Okay, so like the current criteria for the in order to modify from the job search visa into a work permit is that you have to be minimum 11 months holding the job search visa, and only 1 month before the expiration date of your card you can do the modification from the job search visa into the work permit. Okay, there is only one exception. Okay, that is in case if you want to ask for a work permit as a self-employed worker. Okay, um, in case you want to set up your own business and you want to be autonomous self-employed worker, the law permits you to do the modification from the job search visa into work permit before that year. Okay, but if you are trying to do the modification on the basis of a contract, so let's say that some company wants to hire you, in that case you must be you have to wait like the first year before applying. Okay, so this would be like the options to get the work visa, the work permit, sorry, in Spain once you have been student. So just to summarize you again, one option would be to stay 3 years as a student, and once you complete the 3 years, modifying to a work permit. This work permit can be as a self-employed worker or working for another company or another employer. Okay, this would be the first option. The second option would be to getting a job offer as a highly qualified worker. Okay, in that case, you can apply for the highly qualified skilled visa, and you will receive a work permit valid for 2 years. Okay, and this visa you can apply it before the 3 years of a student of the student visa. And then the third option is applying for an extension of on the basis of the job search visa. Okay, so this would be like the three options you have.